All right. Hey, guys. Ryan Steinolfson here, and we are back live again to talk about how we can help your business to generate an extra $50,000 a month or more, your local business. And, this is, right now, artificial intelligence is a really hot topic. We, for the last 15 years, have been helping businesses with their Google Business Profile optimization and their local service ads optimization. And as usual, I've got S on the call with me. If you want to, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey everyone. I'm S. Lee. I'm the owner of Messages Improved, and we help people create AI agents. It was AI chatbots before, but now that it's doing real world things, I think the term that's catching fire is agents.
Yeah.
Um, and we our platform makes it super easy. You go on and you go, all right, here's the name of the agent. Here's what I would like it to do, and then we connect it with the telephone number. Um, and you know, like we're on usually. So on these calls, for anybody who's not familiar, um, it really started with Ryan and I spending an hour or two every day chatting about how do we bring AI agents into businesses that comes across his company and come across our company.
Yeah.
And we're starting a little later today because I was just getting off a call with a realtor. And by the way, these calls that I get on are actually scheduled by my AI agent, right? Like our platform allows you to create bots, but we go, why wouldn't we put a bot on our own platform to handle the leads that come in from people who want to build bots, right? And so I just got off this call where it was a real estate agent who um, who sends out a lot of, there's distressed properties where people might not be like, you know, um, current with their taxes. That they, I've only learned about this like a year ago, where there's people that will reach out and say, "Hey, look, you're in this situation. Are you looking to sell your home?" And it runs the gamut between, almost like the sharks. That once you're on this list, the sharks come, swimming in, and then but this particular one goes, well, I'm also just a regular, residential real estate broker, and I don't want them selling for, fire sale prices, and I want to show them that their house has value. And so we talked about kind of ways that, she can make outbound calls and outbound messages with her AI agent, and kind of what the rules and regulations, the restrictions are around that. And yeah, like it's always interesting to have conversations with business owners because we built the tech and Ryan provides, the advertising piping, if you will. But it's always interesting to get, actual business owners asking us if, hey, could I use AI for this? And it's
Yeah.
almost like a working session with them where we start telling them things like, did you know that you could use AI for this? And they're just like, wow, I never even thought about that.
Yep. Yeah. So the question is how do you want to use your agent? What do you want it to do for you? Do you want it to take intake for you? It can easily make you an additional $50,000 a month. It can replace people on your team, um, and so that those people can actually do more, if more efficient, more effective, and more important things for your business. I mean, I always like to tell people that it's not that we're literally, it's not like we're trying to come in and be the, like take over their business and make it so that people don't have, yeah, happy Halloween. They've got people jumping in, take their jobs. But what we can do is we can make it so that you can train this AI agent one time in order to get the results that you want over and over and over again as a business owner, which is really like the holy grail. And we've got colleagues of ours that are actually converting that are actually converting. Hey guys. So yeah, just if you've got any questions, please let us know. We've got a lot of colleagues that are now converting like attorney leads into cases without having any human interaction. So the AI is actually having the conversation, and the AI is qualifying the person and then sending over the documents in order to have them sign the case. And he's signing 9 cases a week without any human interaction. So that's a brand new happening that we're seeing. And primarily what sparked my interest in agents was the challenge that I have or have had in the past to get my clients to actually answer the phone. So this is a solution. The AI agent is a solution to that problem because it actually does the intake. Whenever somebody calls the business, instead of going to voicemail or going to music hold, the person actually gets their questions answered by an AI agent, which I think everybody would agree that that's much better than what the alternative is, which is just leaving a voicemail and not knowing what's going to happen. So this is where things are going. And, the other big benefit of answering the phone and responding to message leads within 30 seconds is that you can double or triple the number of leads that you're getting from the Google local service ads platform. So this is one of the things that we're looking at right now. We're seeing that business owners are actually able to realize a 50, 60, 70, 80, 100% increase in the overall number of leads that they're getting because they're giving Google what it wants, which is a great experience for the people that are calling those businesses. So that's the first step, is just answering the phone. Beyond that, that's the opportunity. It's like once the phone call is answered, what do you do after that? So the first thing that we deliver is just an agent that answers the phone, lets you know that it was answered, and then sends over the information that it takes down. And then beyond that, there's a lot of other things that can happen, like actually signing the person up or doing what you were talking about, which is, with the real estate agent, which is even going further than that, or doing other things that would make your business much more efficient, and much more effective.
Yeah, and there's this use case where, okay, I understand businesses may not use digital ads, right? But there's this use case that every business has. They have a client list, right, that they're not interacting with now, right? And I think in real estate, there's a lot more of that. Hey, just reminder, I'm here. If you have friends or family that are looking to sell, right? And they're they don't have kind of an easy way to do outreach, right? And their business is so personalized that like you run the risk of commoditizing your Rolodex if you get a canned message from them. Oh, am I part of your marketing blast now? And what we discussed was like, I don't think she was even aware that you could personalize every one of these, right? Like, sure, that initial message might just be something generic. Hey, just wanted to check in, right? But you can instruct that agent, like every business has this list, right? They could have an agent that sends a message, hey, how have you been, right? And then depending on what that person said, right, start kind of softly steering them towards like, referral business, or like, have you, considered buying or selling, interest rates may be coming back down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of blew her mind, right? Because she was used to that one-way marketing blast. And we go, after that initial message, they could be having a conversation with them. And she even said, do I want to turn that on? Do I have an option for it not to be? And I'm like, why would you want to do this then? We would just be, an SMS marketing blast. But the holy grail is for them to respond, right? And then for you to drive them to do what it is that you would like, right? And that's and I think literally every business has that. Our messaging platform, because of the different products we probably have 50,000 emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're cold. I've just never had a reason to reach out. And imagine, and you and I have talked about that, Ryan, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's do something with that, right? Like, let's message them. Let's dog food this and actually use it on our businesses to rewarm those.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you're saying like, yeah, let's use our own technology to liven up that list, or to warm up that list, or at least have people self-identify that are looking to implement these type of strategies in their business, and this is what's possible is like, is because the agent can have a very a very valuable conversation with the person that engages with it,
Yeah.
as good as a human, really. So that's what I would encourage people to do, is to think about how, think about repetitive tasks that you're doing, because those repetitive tasks, like answering the phone or responding to message leads or text messages or website opt-ins, that can be, I wouldn't even say, it's not even optimized or automated. It's those can be now engaged conversations, where you can, without you having to do anything. So
Yep.
that's the opportunity. And I think that, if you're a business owner and you're hearing this, I mean, I think that, really it's an opportunity for you to get a head start on, implementing these strategies, because if you do this early, you're going to be just like when websites came out. You're going to be that much further ahead of your competition, and you're going to have an agent that's been educated and learn your processes, so you don't have to spend as much time, energy, and effort. Yeah, and you can make 100 AI guards to remove bot calls. Okay, yeah, and you can. I mean, you can use an AI agent to do anything. Like, even you can have an agent go through your email or your messages in order to identify, the valuable information in there, so that it gives you a chance to look at only the most valuable information or contacts or connections that people are trying to make with you.
So was that a
So,
comment, Ryan? Because we don't see it on
what's
the
that?
screen. Was that a comment? Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah. I'd rather make 100 AI guards to remove bot calls or viruses. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of the funny application, right? Is like on the
Yeah.
personal side. I've kind of said whoever creates that product, that's almost like, because I get spam calls all the time, right? Spam messages. And if that was, if you and I weren't doing this and we didn't have our other projects, that would seriously be something I'd consider, right? Like, get your AI agent as your Norton antivirus for other AI agents, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and send them on a route, like you thought you were gonna, I thought this was a funny one, right? Where, when you get inbound spam, like from companies you signed up for their mailing list like years ago, and you just get all that. So we have an AI agent on our emails, right? And so what's funny is I get to see the responses from our AI agent, sending them back an email that's like, oh, you thought you were selling me. Hey, by the way, I'm an AI agent. if you would like me to do what you're doing right now, contact us. Right?
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's what he's referring to. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of applications for the technology. And one of the things that, like we did yesterday, which I'm really looking forward to doing again, next week, is, and on a more regular basis, is to do our workshop where we like yesterday, we created an agent, right on the call, like very quickly for somebody. And so it's, people think that these agents take a long time to create. And if you've got the right technology, it doesn't really take that long. That's one of the things that I would look for in any agency that's actually talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Is how long does it take for them to actually set up an agent? Does it take a long time? If so, why?
And I would say
Because yeah.
with our platform, that was what I was trying to address, right? So like now everybody's talking about AI, and they always go, "Oh, have you used this platform? Have you used this?" Right? And I'm like, "No, because I can't keep up with it." Right? But
Yeah.
ask yourself one thing: if they claim to be an AI agent provider technology, did you
Mhm.
interact with that technology just from their website? If not, then it's all smoke and mirrors, right? Unless you have built an agent on their platform yourself, then I don't believe it. And everybody's right to be skeptical of that, because I'll go into some AI agent builders, right? And I'm like, oh, you have a chatbot right there. I chat with it. It's a goddamn intercom one. And, I'm like, is this a human? And they're like, or I go, is this a bot? And they're like, no, yeah, no, I'm, fortunately, I'm a human. And immediately I'm like, I don't believe in your product, right? Like
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
advertise your own, like, your platform for letting other people build AI agents, and yet you don't use it. So, okay, it's either you don't have the product or you don't have enough confidence in it because you guys can't do it well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and so
It's like being a website builder and not having a website, really. I mean,
right. Let me
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let me call people up to tell them that I can build websites.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would also look to see if they're using it on their inbound phone calls, like on all their, on all of their inbound phone call number. Whenever anybody's trying to call the business, if the human doesn't answer, is there a backup where the AI answers, which is the way that we set it up for our businesses, where we give a 20-second delay initially in order to train the AI agent, so that it's not like all the calls right off the bat.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a good point.
You know,
Yeah.
um, in a way, I kind of wonder this for our marketing, Ryan. Like,
Mhm.
what is that catch term that people are going to understand right away, right? And
Mhm.
I think the industry's, the AI agent is the general one. The AI
Mhm.
receptionist gets to the point, right? What's your receptionist
Yeah.
doing? They're saying they're greeting them, they're answering any general questions, they're collecting their information, and they're passing on the message, right? And
Yep.
will transfer you to the appropriate party, which our agents kind of do off the bat, right? I put in the transferring number. Okay, well then transfer it to this human. And I think what may be a more interesting marketing, right, like angle is to say it's an AI answering machine. Like, why in the
Yeah.
world do you still have old voicemail, right? Rings four
Yeah.
times and it goes to voicemail. Well, it should ring four times, go to your AI agent, right? That isn't a one-way communication. That's not you leaving a message after the beep. It's okay, I'm sorry, the human me couldn't pick up the phone. How can I help you?
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. It's like, what? Yeah. There needs to be some sort of a. I mean, yeah. If like an AI, yeah, answering service or answering machine after, like, basically after the, like, instead of a voicemail. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because
Yep.
think about for every business again on the hours that they're open, right?
Mhm.
So the statistic is for anybody looking for a lawyer, 80+% of the search volume happens after hours. Because you think about everybody who's looking for a lawyer, they're not doing that during their day job, right? They're laying in bed being like, oh yeah, I should follow, plumbers, electricians, same thing, right? And to have this AI answering machine, if you will, right, that means you can turn your business hours from 9 to 5 to 24/7, knowing that the majority of that volume is after hours and on the weekends.
Yeah. So you can, if like for Google Business Profile, like where most people find a business, and for local service ads, one of the big decisions that businesses have to make is, are we going to remain open 24/7? Which, if they do, it can significantly increase the number of leads that they get. So if they do that, they get a lot more leads, and if the AI answers, it can convert those leads actually without too much of a challenge. And it does it, like you're saying, I mean, it does really open the business up to an opportunity to really make it um, easy for people to interface with them, and it really expands their business to be open, not just 9 to 5. And you don't have to worry about the calls going to voicemail or to an music hold, which those two things can really decrease the lead volume that you get from Google local service ads, because what ends up happening is that Google will decrease the number of leads that they send you. They'll actually de-rank you. They'll make you lower on the list, and so that you actually end up getting fewer leads. So yeah, and here's the other thing is that when the AI answers the phone, you're going to have a better chance at converting those leads, maybe even as good or better than a human answering it,
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
and for anybody not kind of familiar with what it's like, um,
hmm
I'm reminded that, like, when we first met, I was just doing this on messaging, and you've kind of given me a reason to work on the voice piece, right? And so the
Yeah.
bots that are now scheduling my calls, scheduling my leads, booking them on my calendar, um, I created a voice agent, right? And I'll call it so that people get an idea of what that feels like, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right.
I think it's very important.
Thanks for the call. Configure your number's voice URL.
Yeah, let me double check this. It came up with
Yeah. Call the attorney demo.
Thanks for the call.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do the attorney demo. Also,
Hi, this is All Service Accident Attorney's automated assistant. You can also text me at this number. How may I help you?
yeah, are you guys accepting new clients?
Yes, we are accepting new clients. Are you reaching out about a new personal injury matter, or do you have an existing case with us?
It's a new matter. I got in an accident on the highway yesterday.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Can you tell me more about what happened in the accident? Like what kind of accident it was and what injuries you sustained?
Yeah, I was just on the highway. There was stop and go traffic. I quick stopped, and then somebody rear-ended me, and now my neck hurts.
Did the accident happen here in North Carolina?
Yeah, right outside of Raleigh.
May I get your full name, please?
Yeah, it's John Doe.
Thank you, Mr. Doe. Can you give me the best phone number to reach you at, please? A 10-digit number would be great.
212-555-3456.
So, to confirm, the best number to reach you at is 212-555-3456, correct?
Yes.
And may I also get your email address, please?
Can I pass on
And
that for
may I
now?
also get your email address, please? I'd prefer to get your email address now so I can make sure to pass on all your information to our team accurately.
Just go ahead and give it.
Please share it with me.
Yeah, it's john@aol.com.
Just to recap, Mr. Doe, you were in a rear-end car accident on the highway outside of Raleigh. You're experiencing neck pain, and the best way to reach you is at 212-555-3456 or john@aol.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and relay this information to one of our attorneys who will reach out to you to discuss your case further. If you don't hear back from us, you can text this number and ask for an appointment link to book a consultation call. Is there anything else I can help you with before I let you go?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's a great example. And that same number, that same, that you just called, can be texted as well. So I don't know if you can share your screen and text it from your computer. Do you have a way to do that?
No, I need to get on that because it'd be nice to show people kind of, like live the next time we're on. And also, by the way, everyone, after that, we get it set up where it sends a notification to the admin on staff, right? By text or by email. So it's like you had your AI receptionist. And this could be happening at 3:00 in the morning, right? So you wake up in the morning and you just get a list of emails or texts summarizing that.
Yeah.
For you to
and
follow
that
up.
can also be done in multiple languages, like in Spanish so that it's nice because the AI can actually tell if the person's, when the person's talking in Spanish and go back and forth, both for texting and for voice. And it can also notify anybody, like if you want a human to be notified, it can actually transfer that call to a human being at that time, like at the moment. And right now we're using different technologies. Like right now we're using Bland, as for the voice component, and then we're using S's platform for the texting, which is TextMay or Messages Improved. And because he's been doing it for years. It's been about 8 years now. He's been building these type of technologies or these type of AI agents, which is a lot of experience, thousands of them. And a lot of people use them for relationship, to like literally just have something or someone to chat with, and that agent is there to communicate back and forth. And to the extent that you can actually even have people infuse their own personality into the agent so that it feels like you're talking with somebody that you actually know. So that this is the, what's happening in terms of, I don't think people don't even really understand like the technology yet and what's really possible. And you can even show, S as well. Like there's the LLM can actually even take over your computer. Like you can actually have it like literally like run your computer in order to get something done. So there's so many different possibilities, which actually is an interesting concept, S, because you've got Claude, if you integrated with Claude's voice, could you have Claude on the same call somehow? How would you be able to, how could you leverage that computer interface with somebody that you're talking to?
Yeah, and I think that takes kind of creativity for somebody to take that really far. And it's possible, right? Because I think you showed me the Claude, taking over the desktop, and it really we say like the electricity is there. It just needs that electrician to be really creative on how to hook it up and use it. And so I wouldn't be surprised if in a month or two from now, you had somebody kind of doing a demo that was like, look, it's just taking over everything I do during the day. And like in a way, it can almost be Jarvis, right? Like from Iron Man, where he was just telling him to do things, right? Like you make that a voice agent. I'm sorry, there's somebody at the door.
Okay.
Just give me one moment.
Okay. And by the way, anybody that wants to attend, we've got if you want to create an agent for yourself, for your business, we do have an event, or we have a workshop every week on Wednesday at the same time. So I'm going to actually post a comment here. Hopefully you guys will all see it. So it's, let's see, I want to make sure I'm getting the right URL here. So it's LSA dot accelerate your marketing. Yeah, marketing.com /, I'm trying to put this in here, / sign up. I believe this is the URL for you guys to sign up. So I just am gonna chat that so that you have it. If you guys want to, if you want to, I just posted it here. Let me just, I posted that to all of our live videos, or our lives that we're doing. So it's just lsa.accelerateyourmarketing.com / sign up. Can you test that, S, on your laptop or desktop really quick to make sure that goes to our sign up? Actually, that's the URL for you to sign up, like to go and actually like set up an agent. I want to give eventually, well, what I'm going to do is on our live video tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed, then definitely hit the subscribe button so that you can get notified of when we go live again. But is that URL working?
That URL is going to your platform for sign up, not the sign up page.
Okay, so it's going to the sign up page where somebody can sign up for the platform. Yes. No. Oh, it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's another URL. I got to figure out which one it is. I think I actually sent it to you. Let me grab it. Okay. So yeah. So, what, if you guys want to attend, it is every week on Wednesday. And I'm gonna, here it is, LSA. I don't know why I didn't. Here it is. Copy. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna comment it here. So post a comment. Here it is. This is the URL. Okay. There. That should work. Let me know if that one works. Yes.
No, that's not the right one. It should be a StreamYard link.
Okay. Yeah, for the actual, yeah, I know, but I also wanted people to be able to go and sign up if they wanted to as well for an agent. Yeah, there is another link for the StreamYard event itself. I will grab that the next time, or we'll put it in the description and I'll send it to you guys afterwards. But those workshops are great because they are a way for you guys to be able to set up your own agent, right on the call, and it really does make it easy. I mean, it's, we did one yesterday. We had somebody set up with their own agent in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. And we could just be firing them off like 10 minutes, like, sign up, join the workshop, tell us about your business. We'll show it on screen, do it live, and at the end of it, you have an AI agent, that you can start working with, right? Because I think a lot of it is it's getting started is the hardest part. And the purpose of the workshop would be to show how easy it is and get you guys started, right? Like ultimately, we want people to be doing this themselves, and we've always said like it has to be a bit of a partnership. We're kind of selective with like the clients that we'll take on a personal level. Like, sure, like, build it yourself on our platform. But with the people that we work with personally, like it's only going to go as fast as you're willing to, and you need to be involved in the process. So it's almost like we're going up this mountain together, right? And if I have to tug and pull at you at every step, like it's not worth our time. Right.
Yeah.
And we want to find the people that are like, look, I can see the, like I can see the top and I just want to rush there. Can you help us? Right. And
Yeah.
so we start them off, we equip them with the right gear, right? So that they
Yeah.
could start on their journey. And it is a journey. There's no doubt about it. Like, we kind of say all the time that we're building the plane as we speak, as we're in it, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people will want instruction manuals, and I'm like, you write the instruction manual, because this process is different for everybody.
Yes.
Some
Yes.
people might want a certain behavior from the agent. Some people might want all these different routes. If they call this, if they say this, do this, right? And the more familiar you are with it, the less work it is for us, because like, I think we're going to start using the workshop almost as like office hours, right? Like,
Yep.
okay, like, if we're not building new ones and you're on the call and you're like, man, I really wish it would do this. Let's just pull up your agent and let's just fix it on the spot. So everybody else has the benefit of knowing, like, oh, that's the process. And the more comfortable you become with that process, right? The more, like, it's almost like having your employee next to you all the time, that you're constantly going, that shower thought, I think it'd be interesting if we talked about this, right? Great. Like, you change it on your phone and it does. Like,
Yeah.
it's again better than a human. You train it once. Every time you have that shower thought, you can pop right in, and modify the behavior.
Yeah, and then it's permanently gonna remember it. It's not gonna forget it. You don't have to remind it again. It's done. It's permanently embedded in that agent to do that task or remember that thing over and over and over again. And so I think that's really the big advantage. And so yeah, I'm really, I'm eventually, we're, I think you're gonna send out to your list, of people like that have, you've got like a list of 50,000 people that have gone to your TextMay, website because of your search engine optimization, because of the AI being embedded on your site, because it keeps that time on site so high. That's how I found you, and to your point, I mean, this is how people sign up is they go to your website, they engage with the AI, and that helps you with your search engine optimization so that you actually can get more leads organically because your website's ranking higher, which will lead to your Google Business Profile page ranking higher. And because you've got an agent and you've got it connected to your local service ads page and it's answering your phone calls and responding to your message leads within 30 seconds, now you're not only converting more leads, you're getting more leads from Google. Your absolute top impression rate is a lot higher. So you're actually able to get, a lot more leads and better leads because you're at the top, and people typically call that first business first, and that's the one that usually gets those best first leads, and so yeah, I mean, I would, I'm looking forward to getting more people on that call. I can't switch out of this in order to go to the other to grab the other link, unfortunately. I got to remember to do that next time. As this is why we're doing these, is we want to make sure that we iterate and we make it better and make it more engaging. And one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to have either S or myself is going to, I don't have a computer, I use my phone, but to have a platform that we can use to show the texting like live on the call so that you can actually see the conversation just like with voice. So you can see it's the same number we're calling and really just see the conversation. And then also the nice thing is going into the software and seeing the recording of the call and seeing the messaging of the call, like the notification and how fast it goes to the business owner. It goes instantly, so that you're aware of it with the transcript. And we can even make it so that this is one thing that Alex, our programmer, is actually working on, is because we know a lot of people don't want to jump into the software, and a lot of our service business guys are out in the field. So we're going to send a text out of the notification with a link to pop open the window of the conversation so that they can actually jump into the conversation if they want to, or at least see the entire context of the conversation to see if they want to jump in or just let the AI continue to have it. So it's going to be a web-based interface that they'll see the conversation, and then they'll be able to toggle a button to say, okay, I want to jump in. And then he tags himself in and takes over the conversation, you know, on his phone live, like, which is really cool. So that's actually something that we're building because we realize that, you know, you're probably not going to jump into the app, and you just want to be notified and have the option to jump into the conversation if you're free, you know. So
and I think like it's interesting that you, Ryan, do everything on your phone, right? I feel like that was something that, like, for years I made it a point in my business to be like, when I'm traveling, like, and I'm kind of there. And that's how we built our platform too. I mean, Ryan noticed it right off the bat. He was just like, wait, I could build an AI agent on my phone. And I was like, seriously, Ryan, that was the one differentiator. Like, we used to use a third-party platform, right? And it was meant for desktop. And I'm like, but I can't create an AI agent on my phone. And that's a deal breaker for guys like Ryan. That's like, if I can't do it on the phone. And so it's worked out amazingly well for me because, you know, sometimes I'm lying in bed and somebody needs something on their bot, right? And I'm just like pulling it up on our platform. All right, made the change to your bot, like, it's done. And you know, I think we're starting to get these, and probably a good amount of people that are getting, you know, onto this live will start thinking about, can I make this a product? Can I sell it? And we go, absolutely, yes. You know, like the business that like Ryan and I take on, like, we're still being selective about it, right? Because it does take up much of our time, right? But we do want people to say, hey, look, the AI revolution is coming in the next couple of years, right? Every business is going to have AI deployed one way or another. And wouldn't you like to be the person bringing on this title change, right? And going you know, my existing business relationships, like, I could be the person that brings AI into the organization. And I think, you know, that it makes something like this mass appeal. Like, I've gone through my network and I did 101s for a while, like a year ago, where I was like, friends and family, like, you know, I've been doing AI for years, and I'm finally getting to the place where I can create a customized AI in about 10 minutes. I urge everybody, like, I'm doing this just for friends and family, because this is going to be, you know, I'm going to be doing a 101 on how to do this, right? And this is probably going to be the most important hour of education in your life going forward, the most important and the most valuable, because I don't care if you're sitting, you know, like, you know, in an office working for a corporation, right? When the AI, like, you know, when AI starts becoming prevalent, right, they're going to look for the people who has whispered to AI and built their own, and you're going to be more valuable. And so everybody needs to attend this, and this is because I care about you, right? And I know, like, you guys knew I've been doing it for years, and you think it's complicated, but I'm trying to make it so that you guys know it's not complicated. It's all about using the right tools, right? And having the experience of having done it, right? It's kind of like, you know, I was really frustrated for years when I would go to, you know, I try to stay on top of AI news and, you know, the developments that's going on. But every time you saw an engineer on there, they would go on about, like, you know, like convolutional layers and like matrix math. And I was just like, stop doing this, right? Like, you're not educating them. All you're doing is showing up how smart you are, right? But making it so that people feel this, I need a PhD in, you know, machine learning or AI to do any of this stuff. And it's doing a disservice for people, you know? Like, and so when we built out our platforms, it was always for the average person, because we want to put tomorrow's technology into, like, that, you know, today's Joe, right? That's empowering. Anything short of that, right, achieves the opposite effect. And so, you know, we're at the stage between what Ryan's company is building, my company is building, and we're integrating our platforms. And you know, we get on calls, and maybe we should start doing this, right? To say, hey, what are you building next? Like, oh, interesting. Like, should we build it? Should you build it? You know, and it's like this collaborative take on AI, because the foundation is there. And so anybody who gets on these and they go, hey, I've thought about building this myself, like, we're here to help. Like Ryan and I are 2 drops in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
And if the average person doesn't get involved by this, yes, they're going to get left behind, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so jump in the calls and let us know what you're looking to do, or what you're looking to do, and also what you're looking to see in the actual tool itself, so that we can make it easier for you to use, and so that we can give you access to the electricity, to the AI, which, we can give you access to the electricity in like less than 15 minutes, which is the AI access to the generative models, and which are the large language models. Right now, we're actually connecting with OpenAI. We are one of, I don't even know, probably a handful of agencies in the world that actually are going to offer OpenAI for voice. So the brand new, they just opened their API, a week and a half, maybe, I don't know, like recently. OpenAI just opened up their API, and we jumped on it because we want to see what's possible with it, because it seems like there's actually a lot more possible with it versus using the skins that are out there. We call them skins. These are just bolt-on tools that ride on top of the LLM or the generative AI.
They call them
it's a wrapper.
Yeah.
It's a bolt-on, and so what it does is it creates a layer of friction potentially. And so we want to take that layer of friction out and just have direct access to the electricity. It's cheaper costs. It allows us more functionality. We can, and actually, it seems like the latency is better. It seems like it's a more human interaction. There's less delay. There's less interruption. And unfortunately, right now, there's fewer voices. But I'm willing to give up the voices, where there's only 3 right now. There's 6, but only 3 of them really work that well. So that's what we're doing. Yeah,
that's something to keep in mind too. Like, so my view on all of this is, like, this technology is just going to change. Anybody that's reliant on one provider is going to be limited by that provider, right?
Yeah.
And you can only move as quickly as the tools that they give you. And so the way we've built has been kind of agnostic to the tools, right? Like, we don't need to be the electricity generator. Like, I can use, OpenAI's, model. I can use Claude, Llama. There's going to be more of these, and you want to make sure that, like, you're that's the appeal of building your own. A lot of people will be like, hey, I want to build my own. And there's like pros and cons to that, right? But like, it has to be right for you. And I think it's important for people to know that, like, whatever the level of involvement you would like, just do it. There's people that will bring up, oh, well, we had this on a call where somebody was like, do I connect with VAPI and then GHL and all that? And my answer to that is, like, do you know how to do those things? Right?
Yeah.
And like, if you don't, it's actually okay using wrappers in the meantime, because so long as you get to deploy the technology that you want, you don't have to build every piece. And the way we want to take on the role of, like, I want a community of people, of builders, and whatever piece they're missing, we hand it to them, right? Instead of spending your time learning how to do this, if it's better spent elsewhere, do that. We'll give you the tools for it. And so I want everybody to kind of know that, like, this is not, technology that's limited to, the technocrats, right? Like, we built the platform so that the average person could do it. And if you wanted to build the component pieces, which, by the way, I have conversations with, Alex, your developer, right? That was just like, hey, these pieces, how do I do that? Is it hard? And I go, straight up, it could be really easy. You can try some third-party tools, or it could be really hard, because we spent a year doing, really deep in some things, and it's really up to you. But it's actually great that, like, you try these things so that you become more familiar with it. We're just act as an insurance policy, right? Like, the tools that we built, there may be overlap on that, and I'm like thrilled about that, because, again, 2 drops in the ocean. If we can kind of grow this because other people want to, get going, like, we're here to help.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. And with that, we've got 3 minutes. So yeah, thank you, S, for for being on again today. And if anybody has any questions, please let us know. Hey, Ashan, thank you for jumping in. If you have any questions, or comments, please post them below, even on the recording as well. We do this daily at 2:00, and then we do have a workshop, like we said a couple of times today, on Wednesdays. So where we can actually help you set up your own agent. Okay, so it's it's totally free, no cost. We just set up your own agent. Even setting up the agent is free. There is a governor on it, so you can obviously we incur fees for each message and each voice call that's made. So we give you a few to test it out so that it can go live immediately. And that way you can actually experience it and understand like what it can do for you. You can build your knowledge base, upload documents like I did last night from Rev. I had another interaction that I had with a client, transcribed to just continue to build, my knowledge base, on my agent, so that it's got even more knowledge for the next person that calls it and engages with it. So, I appreciate you guys. We're looking forward to getting more people on this call. If you know anybody that is interested in jumping in and setting up their own agent, I know it's very new. Any questions you have are welcome. This is a beginner's, guide. We're not advanced here. This is, we're just in the very beginning stages, and with people. And it's not like that want to set up an agent. You don't have to be, really advanced in the AI space or knowledgeable about it. We can take you from step one all the way through to developing whatever it is that you need. So all right,
All right.
awesome. S,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having me on.
Talk soon.
All right. Bye, everyone. All right.
Bye.